Hello everyone! For today's video, we will be discussing a Jedi that, while pretty well known among more hardcore Star Wars fans, is virtually unknown to the casual fan who makes up the bulk of the Star Wars fandom. This, of course, is the amazing Jedi Master of the Keldor race, Plo Koon. As a Padawan, Plo Koon trained under the esteemed master Tyvaka. Though Plo Koon's frequence for making decisions while caring little for the consequences tested Tyvaka's patience, the two would grow to have a very strong bond. Eventually, Plo Koon would pass the trials and become a fully fledged Jedi Knight, where his mastery of the Force continued to grow. As a Knight, Plo Koon fought in the Stark Hyperspace War, a conflict that saw his master die and his own promotion to the rank of Jedi Master after his decisive victory in the war. Plo Koon was also awarded his late master's seat on the Jedi Council per the latter's request before he died. Though Plo Koon's receipt of such an honor was under unusual circumstances, his service during the war and continued service as a council member proved that placing him among the Jedi Order's finest was the right decision. As a Jedi Master, Plo Koon would influence the galaxy in many ways, though one of his most important actions was the discovery of Ahsoka Tano's Force sensitivity, and as a result, the bringing of her into the Jedi Order. Plo Koon and Ahsoka would share an incredibly close bond, not unlike the one Plo Koon had once shared with his own master. Though in this case, it was a little strange, since Ahsoka's master was Anakin Skywalker. At the outbreak of the Clone Wars, Plo Koon was part of the Jedi strike team that traveled to Geonosis, and he fought in the ensuing battle. Like many other high-ranking Jedi, Plo Koon was immediately made a general in the Galactic Republic and placed in charge of the 104th Battalion, nicknamed the Wolf Pack. His first major mission involved the tracking down of the separatist weapon known as the Malevolence. The Malevolence was an incredibly powerful starship that was capable of neutralizing the power to enemy ships while simultaneously jamming communications to prevent any distress calls. The Malevolence inflicted great damage on Plo Koon's Republic cruiser, forcing him and several clones to abandon ship and take refuge in one of the escape pods. While waiting to be rescued, Plo Koon uttered his personal greatest dialogue in the franchise. The clones told him that they were meant to be expendable, to which Plo Koon responded without any hesitation, "Not to me." After their rescue, Plo Koon was one of the Jedi who sought the Malevolence down, and he took part in the mission that led to its destruction. Plo Koon would go on to be involved in several important moments of the Clone Wars, such as the evacuation of Felucia and the search for the young Boba Fett. During the incursion into the separatist prison known as the Citadel, Plo Koon was involved in the planning for this incredibly dangerous mission. The young Ahsoka ended up taking part in this mission against Anakin's explicit instructions. Ahsoka said that she discussed her participation with Plo Koon, who confirmed to Anakin after the mission had concluded that he had authorized Ahsoka's presence, though the way he phrased his answer makes it seem like he was just covering for her. Yet another example of the bond the two shared. Towards the end of the war, the Jedi Temple was bombed, with Ahsoka being framed for this crime. The Jedi Council made the difficult decision to expel her from the Order as a result of the evidence against her, though Plo Koon was one of the few Jedi who never questioned her innocence, and he opposed the decision that the Council made. At the end of the Clone Wars, Plo Koon was involved in a battle at Cato Neimoidia when Order 66 was issued. As he was flying a mission the clones behind his starfighter fired upon him. With no time to react, his ship sustained massive damage, and he crashed into a building, resulting in his death. This was one of the saddest deaths of any of the Jedi when you think about how much he cared for the clones, and that they were the very thing that brought about his end. Plo Koon is beloved by many Star Wars fans for an assortment of reasons, but honestly, you can boil them all down to the simple fact that he embodied a near-perfect Jedi. He was a master of the Force and lightsaber combat, a skilled pilot, and he cared about all life in the galaxy. And he also took care to understand the inner workings of the galaxy, and to do his best to know the struggles of the people. In Legends, we also see Plo Koon occasionally stray from strict Jedi doctrine, such as his willingness to use the ability known as Electric Judgment, also known as the light side version of Force Lightning. This is an ability that Legends Luke Skywalker would also learn to control. Love for Plo Koon among Star Wars fans is so well known that during the production of the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, the storyboards that depicted Luke Skywalker's battle with the Dark Troopers actually were drawn with Plo Koon in Luke's place to avoid any possible leaks. Even though we all love seeing Luke, a Plo Koon return would have been amazing. So let me know, do you think more Star Wars fans should know Plo Koon's history? Would you like to see a story that depicts him surviving Order 66? Put your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. With all that said, have a great rest of your day.